Hi everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it's time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and do a few reality shows on the side. I don't know why I just put up two, because we actually do three other reality shows, but okay, anyways. So today it's all about the Bold and the Beautiful, and I have been waiting to do this review for a while, because this week is when I saw that episode at work, and I was kind of behind, and so I had to catch up. So I'm totally caught up now, and I'm so excited because I can't wait to talk about this. First of all, the writers are getting it. Like, everyone, makes a mistake every now and then, or a soap is just kind of slow for a little while. But, that's just the part of the ebb and flow of the actual beast, a part of the genre in general, right? But they have just been getting it at Bold and the Beautiful lately, right? So, first of all, Soap Opera Digest kind of called out Bold and Beautiful. There was like, it doesn't really make sense that all of a sudden Bill is after this one parcel of land when it has gone unused for so many years. I agree with them on that. That's a little out of character for Bill. He should have been wanting that land, God, in the past 15 years when there hasn't been a Spectra there, It's kind of strange, but whatever. Anyways, and then all of a sudden Sally comes back and he wants the building. I mean, that's just kind of weird. But I have to say that the whole Sally Thomas romance, and I am not one for big old romance, but God, that made me cry again this week. It was so good. It's so good. I'm so rooting for Sally and Thomas. I'm totally rooting for them 100%. And it has also brought out how Ridge is an asshole and a hypocrite. And I will tell you why. So Ridge comes storming over to Thomas's house. And he basically tells Thomas that her whole family is knockoff artists. And I'm not going to let you date her. Right? Now, if I was Thomas, I would say that's funny because our grandfather let you date that slut from the valley, right? Because let's get real. Brooke did not come from money, just like the Spectres did not come from money. Yes, Brooke has a brilliant mind, but, maybe Sally does too, right? So somebody obviously saw something in Brooke, and she's now Queen Bee over at Forrester in terms of design. But in terms of, maybe Sally Spectre's a good designer as well, right? So, I mean, that whole thing, that was a little bit of a missed opportunity, because I would have thrown that right back in his face and said, I'm sorry, why am I different than you? But having said that, and this is why I was so excited, he launched into a diatribe about how he knows what it's like to be Thorn, and that was like manna from the gods. It was genius. I loved it. I loved every second of it. So basically, he's saying that, look, I know what it's like to constantly be looked over for promotion because, you're not the favorite one. I'm accusing you of favoritism. You favor Steffi over me, and you come from a family of designers. Thorne was looked over. Felicia was looked over. Kristen was looked over. And he's so right on all counts. And I was like, get him. Yes. I was totally rooting for Thomas. Now, here's the thing. Now, upon closer inspection, you might think, oh, well, he's leaving out Rick, right? But the difference is that, and I know why, because Rick is not a designer either. So that's why, he sees why it doesn't matter if Rick was really passed over, because that would be like Steffi getting passed over, because they're not designers, neither one of them. So I see why Rick's name was left out of that as well. But I mean, it is true Rick was also passed over, but Rick is not a designer. And even Ridge will tell you that as well. Which, again, see, this is what doesn't make any sense, is like, if Rick really wanted that CEO position, he would be using all of this turmoil to his advantage, but he's not, right? So yeah, so basically, I loved this showdown between Ridge and Thomas. And Ridge ended up firing Thomas, which, so stupid. It's so stupid. Because, Thomas is going to go right over to Spectra and start designing with Sally and create an amazing creation. And they're going to kick Forrester's ass. And it's going to be Ridge's own fault. And you know who he's going to have to answer to that? Eric. right? And then let's talk about Quinn. Okay, I know that I haven't been super in on the whole Quinn and Ridge thing because I'm not really in on that storyline. I think that storyline is a little bit dumb and it's a little bit beneath Quinn personally. But I will say she's been so preoccupied with that whole storyline with Ridge and with Katie and all that crap that she has kind of not really been paying attention to her son Wyatt's life. So, recently, now granted, Liam was not the brightest bulb in the box, but in the end, his morality shone through, and he ended up as being the one that exposed Dollar Bill's secret, that he's the one that wrote that shitty ass review where, which basically tried to, kill Spectra because he wanted their building. But I think that, and he ended up finding out, but what surprised me was that Wyatt knew. Now, granted, Wyatt found out after the fact, but he kept quiet and didn't really say anything. And I want to know, what would Quinn say about that if she knew? If she knew that her son was exhibiting poor morals on the part of his father, like, exhibiting poor business ethic to benefit his father, I'm not quite sure that she would be okay with that. I think that she will, I think she'd be pissed off because we've seen her get involved in her son's life many times, right? So we'll see. Because then that would actually be really good, because then that would actually set up a power struggle between Bill and Quinn, with Quinn, of all people, being the one to tell him that, hey, you can't really do that. That's not really, you can't just go around and keep secrets and that, crush people's dreams and stuff. So, I definitely think that I hope that she ends up finding out about that soon enough, and that ends up causing another source of conflict, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Here's what else doesn't make a lot of sense. Zende's another asshole. Zende is an asshole. He is and Steffi is a bitch. Like, she basically ripped into Sally Spectra, and Sally was very contrite and was like, look, I get it. We're not going to be friends. That's fine. And I'm sorry that I stole from you. I felt like I had to. I didn't mean, that was not my intention when I came to Los Angeles. I did not get anything out of your brother because I did not intend to take anything from your brother at all. But he did save my bacon. And Steffi was just a total bitch to her. She could have at least been curt and professional and been like, you know what, Sally, we're not going to agree on that, but please see your way out. Thank you. I mean, like, that's it, bing. But no, she had to be like, you're just she knows how to rub salt in the open wounds between Spectra and Forster, and I hate that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And Sally, I give Sally a lot of credit because she should have really ripped her ass to shreds, but she didn't, right? And that was another great thing about the argument between Thomas and Ridge, was that Thomas was like, yeah, she's got 1 million followers. Big deal. Do you think all those 1 million followers are the ones that buy Spectra fashions? I guarantee you they're not. And plus, if we really go into how she got those 1 million followers, how many of them are paid? Right? Because, I mean, if you really want to get realistic, you would look into all those people that have like millions of followers. A lot of them, the ones that you would not expect, like Madonna will have over 1 million followers, and you understand, okay, because she's Madonna, right? But if some Joe Schmo has like 1 million followers on Instagram, I bet you a lot of them are paid. I bet you a lot of them are frozen accounts, blocked accounts, not real people. So I don't necessarily buy a whole lot of stock into how many people follow you on social media. Because, look, I'm not going to lie. I have under 100 subscribers. But somehow, the subscribers that I do have are important people. So I have no problems continuing this show, because I think I still stand behind the idea that we need to get behind our daytime soaps. Anyways, that kind of segued a little bit into a rant, but I just got to say, Bold and Beautiful is just getting it lately. They are so fierce. Okay, so thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Bold and Beautiful. And you can also hashtag Dancing for Relevancy, because we've got 2 episodes left to the finale. And I'll be doing that review next. And the finale episode airs tomorrow. Excuse me. And the finale episode airs tomorrow. So, can you believe it? Can you believe that? I wanted so long for that show to start. And now it's almost over. Like, that season is too short. It needs to be longer. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so please feel free to hit that little subscribe button on YouTube to subscribe to my videos. And thank you. I do appreciate you all. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.